right. Hi there, everybody.
Hello everyone. I hope the volume is alright.
I hope so too. It's a pleasure coming here once again, Esther and I. Each time both of us are here together, it's always phenomenal.
Yeah, so how was your week, friends? Hope it was fruitful. Yeah, now over the weekend and trying to relax and refill for the next one. So
The first person we have here is, of course,
hello
our wonderful, beautiful Mama,
Mama
Sister Chinwe.
Chinwe. Thanks for joining
Another.
us. How are you, Ma?
It's a pleasure meeting you once again live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We pray for your family as well.
yeah.
God will strengthen you.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, so we are here to introduce a new topic. Over the weeks past, we've been looking at what have we been looking at? Understanding life.
Series, yeah, understanding life.
Yeah, so you can't exhaust all those questions. I mean, that topic of life, it still goes on.
Yeah, we had to stop.
We had just to stop it and do something new. We'll return to
Else
it maybe.
people will be thinking, is that the only thing we know?
Yeah, no, but people get bored, I think.
Yeah.
So we just thought of, because we lead an organization called Character Aroma Project, where we train people in character development and leadership, development. We thought we'd talk about character and mention different values that we need in order to build better societies and communities. So so that's going to be our basis for our new topic for the next series. So Sam, what do you understand by character development, and why do you like this topic?
I think to 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 talk about what I like or what I do not like, I think it's first is a there's a beautiful way to approach it. Yes, you've talked about the fact that we run an organization, but how about a society? You know, so some time back I looked into the news. The Wall Street Journal reported that South Africa's parliament descended into chaos when fighting broke out between protesters, lawmakers, and security guards on the 9th of February 2017. Especially when the president, Jacob Zuma, was giving an address. All right, and that's the Wall Street Journal. Okay, and also September the same year, BBC also reported that a fight broke out also in the parliament among parliamentarians, during the debate on the plans to remove the presidential age limit. Okay, so 7 years back, I think, I think I just left the country then or something. It was recorded also about the Telegraph reported also that there was also a fight also in the Parliament of Nigeria. Okay, so 11 members were suspended for accusing the speaker of corruption, and the fight broke out. Okay, now it's not only in Africa.
I haven't mentioned Uganda.
Well, I did mention Uganda though, but it's also in different places. Fights breaking out in the parliament in Venezuela, in Ukraine, in South Korea, in Taiwan, India, Mexico, Japan, Bolivia, among so many others. Okay, now what could we conclude is a reason for the outbursts, regardless of the genuine reasons for a fight? Is character deformation. Yeah, so I think before we talk about what we like about the topic, is because it's the fact that if we look at what is outside there, what we see, that is a problem, that is a mayhem, that is, a plague that is fighting our society. is the fact that people's characters are being deformed, or they don't really have a good start, that has really made up their value system. Yeah.
Yeah, but growing up, because all those people you've mentioned were fighting while adults, but we all come from families, and growing up, of course, your parents tell you fighting is bad, abusing someone else, disrespecting someone else is bad. So you expect that a child will grow up like that, And now these people are now adults, and then they are, and they are leaders of a nation, and then they are fighting, and your whole public is, knowing about that. So, what happened? Why is it that the things we were taught when we were young have vanished, or we are not putting them into practice?
Okay, I would say that character is what is formed as a result of values. All right.
Values that you consciously
practice
and develop in your life.
Yes. So that is what character is all about. If indeed someone has values, we'll be talking about value system anyway. All right, because let me not digress.
Okay, just to mention, because we've been saying value system, and someone may be coming on and saying, what are they talking about? What is value system? What is values?
So a value system is a kind of system that we put in place, to ensure that it is a person's standard of self-discipline. So for example, you have as your values, you have responsibility, you have diligence, you have honesty, you have integrity.
So those are
examples of values. All right. Now, when we talk about value system, we're talking about the standard that you set for yourself, based on common sense and wisdom of knowing what are the proper moral rules that are supposed to be operating with, whether you are indoors or whether you are outdoors, wherever you find yourself.
And those are the things that guide your decisions.
Correct.
Guide your actions.
Yeah.
So if you grow up knowing that stealing is bad, I can never steal. So even if you are walking the street and you picked someone's wallet, someone dropped a wallet by mistake and you pick it up, because of that conviction within you, you'll not be rushing to take out the money from that wallet. But your first mind will be saying, okay, where are the nearest authority here? The police. Let me go and hand it over to the police. Maybe they'll find an ID, call the person will get it from the police. That's the kind of value of honesty that is guiding your actions and decisions. Whereas someone without that guidance will say, this is maybe a gift from God, so I've been hungry, God has answered my prayer. They pull out the money and they throw the wallet. So
a practical example of what you are saying, I saw on Facebook, one of those Facebook videos sometime back. There was a video being planted somewhere. We were watching a particular guy. They intentionally dropped some money. He did not know.
Oh.
The guy has a bit of I think he's a paralytic.
Okay, right. He has a disability.
Yeah, just one
learning disability.
No, not the learning. One of his limbs is broken.
Oh, okay, physical.
Yeah. So he has to be moving around with that. Now, the guy could not pursue the owner of the wallet.
Oh,
so
he saw the owner.
He saw the owner.
Okay.
All right. So he picked the card. All right. He opened the wallet. And he saw some cards in it. Okay. So he looked at the name on the card and the address. Okay. And then after a while, he moved. He moved to a shopping center. He bought a few things, and then he left. Okay. So on the long run, he eventually took a bus, traced the address of the guy.
Oh, the card has an address in it.
Yes. Took the address of the guy, and he went to the house of the owner, and he pressed the bell. Okay. Now, the person who put the camera there, who was following him, and all other crew members came together and said, "Wow, what a wonderful job you did!" You know, but they were still thinking he used the credit card
To go and shop.
to buy some stuff, you know, and then
Oh.
return. But incidentally, the guy has the same bank card as the owner.
Oh.
As you understand, so that was the similarity.
Oh.
But eventually, the value system the guy had
Was
could not
that-
make him, even though he saw money somewhere, he had to use his own money to travel, to go there. He had to use his own money to do other things. He did not touch the other person's money. Now that's value system.
I'm sure the person was glad. You know. Yeah, and also I think it has happened to me once. I went before a cash machine, and then even before I could approach it, you know, maybe a few minutes ago someone had came to the machine and rushed off, because sometimes you rush off without remembering, oh, have I collected my money? So I was the next person. I just came. Oh, then all of a sudden I saw a lot of cash. A lot of cash, Sam. And that was the time I was broke. I said, wow, now this money, let's protect it. You know, with the machine, once you delay to remove the money, after some few moments, the money is taken back inside.
Oh.
So I said, people were gathering around, but I decided to stay to guard the machine so that the money goes back inside. And, you know, after it went on, I put in my card, got my own money. I went back home. I felt happy. Because it's not that easy when at the temptation comes when you are that moment you don't have money. And then an opportunity has come. It would seem like an answer to prayer, but the fact that you know I have not worked for that money. That's someone else's money. That will always make me feel guilty. That will always make me feel, no, I've not done the right thing. I would like to use my own money because someone has worked hard for that money. So these are the real life examples we are sharing to say that these things are real, you know, and without having a value system guiding your life, it's easy to make mistakes, easy to fall into traps like that.
Let me come in from what you have said. You said that you didn't think of it as an answer to your prayer. Now, in Africa today...
No, I thought of it as this could be an answer, because you get those thoughts. Could this be an answer? But in the back of my mind, I said, no, that's not right.
Now,
Two conflicting things.
In Africa today, now, whether you have the right value system or not, those conflicts will still come into your mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It is like the good and the bad. The angel of the good is standing here, the angel of the bad is standing here. One is speaking to your ear this way and one. But because in your mind, you have formed something in your mind called the value system, it will help you to make the right judgment.
Yes.
In Africa today, many people will say that their prayers are answered. All right.
Money falls from heaven, Abby.
You know, while I was in a country called Georgia, I had an experience with some guys. Now, we are students. We just came into the country. So, the country didn't have jobs. All right. Many of them didn't have jobs. So, it was even hard for them to get by, let alone we students. So, what many guys were doing was to go and do Yahoo. That is the online fraudulent practices. Okay. So, parents who send some of the students down, maybe because they are poor or stuff, they were telling those guys that enough is enough. Don't call us home for funds.
Sort yourself out.
The same way your friends usually come home from abroad with money, you also find every way you can, even if it is to steal. All right. Now, someone who doesn't have the right value system will naturally go and do that kind of a thing. And of course, I know amongst us, I know of 2 people who went to do that kind of dirty business. One of them was caught and he was jailed. The other one is still, hiding, and he's making his money, but he doesn't have peace. I spoke to him one day. What you are doing is totally wrong. If you don't repent, you are going to be reported to the police. And he said, times are hard. He knows he has a guilty conscience and all sorts. Okay, but the point I'm trying to make here is when we have the right value system, we are going to do what is right.
Can you read some of the comments Sister Chinwe has written?
Yeah, Sister.
Scroll down.
Sister Chinwe.
Go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sister Chinwe said we are taught the wrong value.
That is in Africa.
In that wrong Africa, yeah. Our value
Even
system
the example you've given
was carved, put with selfish tendencies to benefit certain class. It was not based on love and truth. That is universal for growth and development of our society.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Actually, that is a big issue we have here.
There are other values that we even don't think they are values. Things like diligence, fighting laziness. I always moan in my heart when you see people around, like in Africa, someone wakes up very early in the morning and just sits around. Of course, there are no jobs, sits around idly. And after you've sat down for 2 hours, nothing to do, of course, you get bored, and then the tendency is to sleep. You find a whole garden park full of people sleeping on a Monday
morning.
And I say, oh God, our people, there are no jobs. But could this be that it's a wrong value? Someone who is saying, okay, yeah, I have no job, but there's rubbish around. I have my hands, I have my time. Let me just help the community and just clean it up. It's through volunteering in things like that people have had breakthrough. Some people have had breakthrough like that. Someone has noticed them and say, you know what, I've given you a job. You'll be the one to clean for us here. And they say earning money like that. But because we have a tendency that, I'm waiting for someone to help me, or I have no one to give me a job, so I'll just lie down here and after that I'll go and have lunch at my uncle's place. So we ask the culture encouraging such things. Is that you just, someone is idle, they haven't worked for years, and you just continue to feed them and all that. It's like we're encouraging laziness. We're not encouraging people to be thinkers, to be creative. And I think this topic is very key to the education system. There's no way you can teach values more than a school system. So if our schools, our nurseries, right from where the children start, things like this are embedded in their minds. And then throughout all the education, even up to university, things are continually building. Values are continually being bombarded in their minds. Those things stick in. And because our systems, our education system, I think is void of all these things, or it's just a once in a lifetime, and then people don't remember anything anymore. They're pursuing their goals and all that. So that's how we miss it.
Esther, I think you and I will agree together that while we are growing up, we in our schools we had some form of discipline, right?
Yes, we had it.
Now, but the problem is
when we left, it ended, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't well ingrained.
The method of teaching.
Thank you.
And why that value system is needed. So I think it's very important for people to be taught something and then
to be
the
told
why.
Because you see, if that doesn't happen, it will look like punishment.
Really? How?
For example, in our secondary school, then I went to St. Mary's College. When we resumed from holiday, all the grasses would have grown.
The lawn, you mean? Okay.
Yeah. So for the first 1 week, all students are expected to cut the grass. What on earth does that mean to us? Of course, many of us will boycott school for the first 1 week.
Because we see as if
You're coming to punish us.
you're coming to
for the
work
for
and
the
all that.
because, is it because you gave us holiday for one for
Oh,
1
so
month?
instead of
Yeah.
telling you, you know what, learn how to get the skills.
Yes.
Learn how to be hardworking. You can do this. You can learn how to cut grass. You can, so that in the future you can look after your own compound.
Thank you.
You can
Thank you. They didn't tell us all that. They just said, oh, yeah, you guys, cut last. Go and cut.
Or you
go
came,
and cut.
even us in our primary school. You come late, maybe to assembly. Let comers go there. Then after that,
Flood them.
go and dig. Go and clean the toilets.
Yes.
Instead of teaching us that, you be clean, this is how we clean it. It's good to have a good environment. It's good to learn how to dig and farm.
Or
it was a punishment.
Yeah, or even to let us know what time management means.
Exactly.
You understand? And by giving us that punishment, it's not actually a punishment; it's a corrective measure.
Yeah.
So those kind of things, that's the fault. Okay, and I think that is what we as character Aroma project we are trying to propagate. All right. We're just hoping that we have more opportunities to go into more schools. All right, in Africa, and wherever we find ourselves. And
there are more comments if you
and
scroll down.
not yet. Okay, and we'll be able to do the right thing.
Yeah. Okay, so what were we talking about?
Yeah, still on character. There are different
And
kinds of
values.
values that we have. How about empathy? Empathy,
So are we just
sympathy.
sympathy as
as
an example?
as an example. Actually, today we're just opening the topic.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Gio Rogoraka.
Hello, George.
George. I really like to mention George spoke to me during the week. Now George is from Georgia. Remember I told you I spent some time in Georgia.
Yeah.
Now George told me about an experience that he had during the week. He saw a student beat up his teacher in public.
Oh my God.
You understand? And of course, it will not be him alone doing that. There will be a group of students that will be giving him their backing, supporting him. Of course, at the end of the day, the people came around and tried to separate the fight and stuff like that. Okay, but that is character deformity. Okay, what guts does a student have to fight his teacher?
Someone who is teaching you, someone you should be respecting.
Thank you. And that's prevalent right now
in the country.
Not just in Georgia, it is everywhere. Right now we have a system where students are given rights. Teachers cannot, for example, punish students, especially in the Western world. Okay, so the students think they are above the teacher. They can behave anyhow. All right, but that should be corrected right there. That should be.
Wow.
All right. So that was just a digress. That was just a digress. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and also, don't you think, why is there a lack of value-guided people in our communities today, especially Africa? I thought that maybe because of poverty, because of frustrations of life, people sometimes just give in and they say, you know what, whatever will be, I can't die in this poverty. People are rich. Why should they be rich? So armed robbers set up groups and they steal from the rich. Should that be the case? Is it because countries are poor and there's lack of jobs, so we shouldn't blame people?
Well, I think first. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I think first, we have to understand that character is formed as we go on in life. Okay.
And also, that reminds me of what you said, formed.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the definition of character. Character is who you are when no one is watching you. It's who you are no matter the circumstances around you. So whether it's cold or hot, you stay the same. Whether in sickness and health, I mean in good times and bad times, there are things that will always be a constant in your life. So that's the formation. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. So, to answer that question, character is formed as we continue on in life. It's an ongoing thing. Okay. There are several things that will test our character over time. If we are deeply rooted in our character, then no matter what the storms are, it won't change us. We will then, overcome. We will then, scale through all those challenges of life. Okay, but some characters are not well ingrained. Okay, some value systems, are not well ingrained, and so when those challenges come, people just submit to these situations that they face in life. And that is a problem right there. So I think as we go on in life, we should continue to look for a way to what's the word for this?
Reinstate?
To reinforce
Okay.
to reinforce the value system that we have. So if your value system had been honesty, all right, as you go on in life, you should look for a way to reinforce your being honesty. Sometimes it may be to cut off from a group of friends that are not honest. If you are doing business, you may need to separate yourself. You may need to break up relationship with some people. It may cost you because they will pollute you. Personally, I've had several experiences in my own life that it's the experiences I was facing were deforming my character. Okay, and I sat back one day and I asked myself, this is not who I am. Why, before I got to this point, I was doing well. Why should I be doing otherwise now? Okay, and I looked out around me and I found out that many of the people that I was frolicking with were also doing the same. So I thought that, okay, the best way to cut away from this kind of lifestyle is to separate myself from these relationships that I have with these people. And it was a big decision I took till today. Some of them are still asking me, what did we do to you that we are brothers, we are friends. Why are you far away from us? Why don't you want to talk to us? No answers to calls, no answers to images, to emails and stuff like that. I said, it is not you, it is me. I found out that what I was doing is wrong, and I decided
what they are doing, because you want to correct them too.
What they are doing also is wrong, and it is best for us, if we want to do what is right, to separate ourselves, and to do what is
from
right.
the wrong environment.
It was a big move I moved. It was a big blow to them as well, because they thought that because I was supporting them at that time, then it could be right. But when I backed out, I said, no, this can't be right.
Oh. Yeah, so it's a very sensitive topic, because someone will come to you and say, you know what, Esther, my mother is in hospital, my siblings are not going to school, and there's a job here of prostitution. I simply want to help my family. I have looked for jobs, I can't find jobs, but there are people willing to give me money. What
Only
do-
if I sleep with them.
Yeah. So what do you advise such a person? We're talking about value system. She has the value of responsibility,
In that situation,
but it's only this immorality that can be a job for her, source of income for them.
we must understand that there will be trials in life. There will be, in fact, one topic we did not do is that life is all about challenges. Okay, we talked about life is about duty, right? But we did not really talk about life is challenges. Okay, so we are sorry, viewers, but we have to. Now, life is about challenges. So when challenges come, it is there. It's like problems.
It's there that you're tested, isn't it?
It is to test you, number one. It is to prove you, number two.
You are, yeah.
It was to reform you or to reinforce who you are. Okay? We see problems as pulling us down. But actually, problems are opportunities. Opportunities to see a life differently. Opportunities to test ourselves. Opportunities to see how far we can go in different situations. For that kind of a sister or a lady, I would advise her to sit back and ask herself some primary questions. Is this, yes, I need money. But should I get money at the expense of using my body? That is the question I should ask myself if I was in her shoes. Okay. Should I, because of money, diminish my very image? Should I reduce myself to nothing? Should I allow pigs to step on me?
On jewels.
On
It's
jewels,
like you are jewel,
You are
and then
jewel,
pigs
yeah,
are
stepping on you. Yeah.
And even that, you think about it. Now, if I do this, what if this man is married and I'm hurting the family? That means I'm also promoting immorality and faithfulness in homes. So you are part of a problem. You're expanding a big problem. So it's time to, before you make any decision, think outside yourself. Think outside the box. Because everything you do is not all about you, actually. It's affecting many other people around you. Sister Chino is saying that we should have talked about life as is about challenges, so that people don't think it's a bed of roses. That's so true. I think we have to bring it back.
Maybe we write it as a blog.
Oh yeah, we can write an article about it.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this new series of trying to go through the values we need in life in order to build better societies, we are going to look at our societies, or are going to be guided. Remember the time when we talked about lessons from a tree, understanding life? The character we are now looking at is the stem part of the tree. It is the stem that determines how far you go in life, how tall a tree will become. It is the stem that determines how strong a tree is. There are trees that are good for timber, there are trees that are weak. Of course, you can't build with a tomato tree. So the stem is key in determining the quality, the usefulness of a tree, the height of a tree. The same way, character is the key in determining how far you go in life, the relationships you have, the better life you have, the better family you raise is also based on your stem, the character. And remember, we say that when you're tackling a problem, don't just attack the physical manifestation, the fruits and the leaves. Attack the source of the problem. That is the roots. So this whole topic is actually the root system of an individual, of a society. So we are just we're going to be attacking the foundation of every problem we have in society, and that is based on values. So that's the main topic today. We are looking at that root system of the tree. Okay, so we are going to be throwing ourselves into that pool of knowledge to understand what are those things that I need to embed in my own life, even teach those people around me. What are those things it's like going to be like a self-evaluation thing. What are things are lacking? What things didn't I think about? How am I managing time? When I say I'll come, do I really come on time? Do I keep my word? Do people trust me? Things like that. Okay, so it's going to we are going to explore more of the truth in this value system. Okay, and we'll be welcoming your questions, your ideas, your contributions, your arguments, your life experiences. Because as we tackle each value, we want to tackle why it's needed, how can we enforce it in life and in our society, and what is its benefit. So I think each day we'll be doing a value and exploring, and exploring,
and how we can form our character.
Yes. What do you have to say, sir?
I think you said it in a very brilliant way. So this topic that we are treating is a topic that is meant to be done now. This is the best time to do it. In the sense that we have talked about life in general. You have given us an introduction, to what life is all about. Now we want to do what what is supposed to be done in terms of giving us the foundation of life. Which is building values, value system. If it was done to us while we were growing and we lost it, this is a time to rebuild it.
Yes.
All right. And if it is something that we have already, it's a time to reinforce it.
Yeah. And if we think that it's the problems around us that are causing us to act otherwise, it will also be a time to rethink. To think outside yourself and make the right decision. I think that's all. Anything we need to build our communities, our societies, is values. Especially Africa, things like diligence, honesty, hard work. Those are things we need to become a developed continent.
If you look at it generally, in our countries, we all have anti-corruption commissions.
Oh yeah, so people are doing some work here.
In Nigeria, we have EFCC.
What is that?
That is the Economic Financial Crimes Commission. All right, that is a commission that is being set up, to detect fraud and to catch criminals, and all that. Okay.
In Uganda, we have the Anti-Corruption Coalition, I think.
In Tanzania, there is a Tanzania Anti-Corruption Network called TACN. Okay. So, in the UK, in the US,
Anti-Corruption Commission in the UK, and also in the US.
Yes.
Okay.
So in most countries today, there are bodies set up to try and create or maintain stability. But the thing is, corruption is still prevalent everywhere. Every year, there is an analysis.
See what Jimmy has said.
EFCC ends up taking bribe. You see.
So the individuals, I think the thought of bringing up that organization was it was a good thought. It was good intentions. Okay, but still, it's the people. So it's the individuals we have to deal with. I think once we settle individuals, then every other thing will fall in place. Because it's the individuals who make up organizations, who make up countries.
So this is something that we all have to really dig into in this topic. So please, if you are watching us from wherever you are.
I also saw Sarah Mbavali watching us.
Hello,
Jumi, Bavachovi. How are you, Babitope? Senyor Jojo's Fred. How are you?
Oluwagbenga Awopetu. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming. Hello, Paul. Brother Paul.
Omoyin.
John.
How
are you?
Tommy Cool. guess this is maybe
How are you?
hello.
Julius, Bigabwa, how are you?
That's Sarah.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us, friends. So we'll encourage you to always comment, tell us what you think about all these problems we see in our communities and how we can solve them. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes, what we are doing is limited to time.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from being online, you can send us messages in our inbox.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
what
yes.
you think. Okay, maybe how we should approach it, what we should talk about, and ways at which we can reinforce it in people's minds.
Yes.
Or probably you are interested in what we are doing.
And you want
Character
to,
Aroma Project.
yes, you want to partner with us.
Partner with us.
Or
So
to come on the live broadcast too and share your thoughts.
yeah.
We can arrange that as well.
So just write to us to inbox us, okay, and then we will to see how we can make it all happen. And also, every year we go to Uganda. We
have a program for
training youths at the moment, okay, and we need help because there's so much work to be done. Last year, Brad Paul was with us, and he's a blessing, okay? He's a
star.
blessing. So we did lots of training with the youths, and till today they are still calling us that we need more of those, but it takes time, it takes energy, it takes resources, money, it takes lots of things. So if you are interested in supporting what we are doing or teaming up with us, please write to us, and we'll be glad that you came on board. Yeah.
How will they know what we do?
So yes,
our website.
Yeah, our website is there, characteraromaproject.org. characteraromaproject.org. Or on our Facebook also, we have it. It's also the same on our Facebook. You can also write the same name, Character Aroma Project, on Facebook, and then you will see what we are doing there. You can inbox us right there, or write us an email. If you want to write an email, you can write capmanagement13@gmail.com.
Yeah.
capmanagement13@gmail.com. And of course, we will get back to you.
Capmanagement13. At gmail.com.
13. So this is numerical one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to the next Saturdays when we're discussing values. Please come and join us and let's learn together. Come and also bring your input and let's build each other up in order to create better individuals, better societies.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting and we're looking forward to it. So we'll see you next Saturday. Okay, have a blessed weekend. God bless.
Bye for now.
Bye.
We love you.